Here with the 2019 Honda CRF450L, and let's wire in some 12 volt power on this thing. Right here is the 12 volt adapter we're gonna use. I actually have 3 of them, and we'll get into that a little later on how that happened, but this is the one I'm gonna actually use. It's got a nice voltmeter reader that tells you, I guess it tells you your battery's current voltage. Quick charge 3 amp, quick charge 3 amp. These are USB-A, USB-C, power on and off button, goody. So we gotta take the bike apart. We're gonna start with the seat here, 2 10mm bolts. You're gonna take those out, you pull the seat up and take it off. Boom, seat off. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take both the radiator shroud and the rear side plastic off. You don't really have to do this. I'm doing this. Well, I take it back. You can. It's kind of recommended, I guess, you do this for installing wires, because then you can cleanly route them. If you're someone that really doesn't care, you really just need to take the seat off so you can get to it, and if you can shove wires through or do whatever, totally up to you. But I'm doing it so I can get a nice clean routing of the wires. There's 5 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we can take this panel off. Those pieces now are removed, and look at that. I have clean routing from the battery up here to the front of the bike. We're gonna loosen the tank later as needed. Now the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take off the front headlight piece, mostly because we have this Lexed, I believe that L-E-X-D, I'd say that's Lexed Fox accessory panel installed on here, and there's a narrow gap between the headlight housing and that panel, so I'm going to take it out and give us some more room. That also helps with wire routing and neatness. There's 2 10mm bolts, one here, one on the other side in the exact same spot. You're going to take those out and loosen it. You can pull that out. You've got wires to unclip, mostly on the headlight and a couple other. You pull that out, unclip what you need to, and this comes right off. And would you look at that? So now we've got our front headlight piece off. We have easy access to the hole here in the Lexed Fox accessory panel. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the bench. I'm going to show y'all kind of the components from the 12 volts that I got and some other things that we're going to do for installing the 12 volt. So let's spin around to the bench. All right, so here's all the stuff here that we're going to use. So this is the 12 volt we're going to use. Like I said, it's got that voltmeter, 2 quick chargers for USB-A, and then I believe this might be a quick charge on USB-C, but that's a USB-C plug, and it's got this on-off button here. I believe this is a sort of like waterproof cover. Well, it is like a waterproof cover. I don't know if it actually is, but it should help keep the water out. So this is the one that I had got the second time around, because I originally got this one here, basic. You put the cigarette outlet in it, and at one point Dad was telling me, he was like, well, he's like, you might want to get one that's got the USB-C built in, because then you don't have to have the cigarette adapter for it. And I was like, okay. So, and then I plugged this up at one point, and I was like, for SN this will be fine. So I plugged this up, and I think I had the wires in the wrong way. So I just kind of assumed based off it, because I thought this was the power. I was like, oh, well, this probably goes directly into the bottom. This is your ground here. No, this is power and this is ground, because you can see this ground touches nothing else, I believe, but this one wraps into the coil in the base. And when I plugged the power here and the ground here, nothing happened. So I didn't flip it, but I would assume based on looking at it some more. But then in the midst of that, I was working through it, and I was like, whatever, and I was kind of frustrated with it, so I was like, forget it, I'll get this. So I ordered this one. The problem is that's how I ended up with this one after, is I did I did looking, I'm like, I don't really want any of these, because I also wanted one that was short. This is still pretty long. I'm like, fine, whatever, it will be fine. Then this was supposed to arrive August 11th to the 29th, and I was like, no, I'm like, I need this for Smokey Mountain 500, which we're doing at the end of July, not midway through August. So I found another one. I was like, this one's about the same. It just doesn't have an off button. It has a fast charger, a 3.1 amp USB-A, 2 USB-Cs. And I was like, fine. So this one came, and then this one showed up, and I was like, all right. So it's fine, actually, because given that these are just cheap units, I'm going to take this on Smokey Mountain 500, and it will be my backup to this, which I'll use as a primary, and I'll have this one as a backup, like just in case all 3 of these break. And that's kind of it with that. So And I got this spacer too, which will help, because the reason is the gap between the front headlight and that panel, there's not enough space to have this sit all the way down, because it's going to run into the panel. You may not get the wires on. So that's what this spacer does, is it's going to bump out the gap some, and I'll still be able to spin this nut on, and we'll have enough room. And I think that's good, because then it will be raised from the panel a little bit. So this is the wire that came for this unit here. It's kind of tied together, but it's also short. So I looked at the wires. I'm like, are these longer for this other one here? And these wires are longer. So we're going to use these, but it's still not long enough. So I've got spare wire here that we can use. Also, if needed, not the same gauge. I've got 5 feet each of 10 gauge wire here. So this stuff is much thicker than this. I believe this wire here is like 18 gauge. But that stuff is 10. So if I have to use, you know, this thicker wire here, I guess I'll use it. But we're going to try and get away with this wire here and see if we can get it to work. Nonetheless, let's get this wired up into the bike. So first, we're actually not wired up. We're going to cut and splice this in, and then we're going to kind of run the wires and do all of that. So let's get to cutting. Now that I've got the new wire in on both the positive side and the negative side, now what we're going to do is we are going to put it on the battery, and then we're going to kind of start to route it the way I want. But first, we got to get it hooked up to the battery, so let's go do that. So look at that, the negative on the positive. Here we go. So now we've got them coming out where we want. We're just going to kind of follow this line here, and I might not tap in, but kind of follow this bundle of wires. I think that might be the part of the main harness, and then I'm going to kind of try and run it up this way over here. And these wires here, which are for the heated grips right here, I'm going to follow those up, and then we'll be right where we need to be. So just make sure that tape's on there good for the heated grip. So yeah, we're just going to kind of follow this. I'm actually going to pull the tank off, or at least loosen it enough so I can like wiggle it up and kind of squeeze the wires through. So from the battery, rolling our way down under the tank, behind the frame, peeking out here behind the frame, rolling up the frame, and wow, look at that. Beautiful. So we got it installed. It's all good. I checked the tension to make sure it wasn't on right and left. It wasn't going to bind up. It's all good. We have a little bit more of the ground than we need, but that's okay. We can just tuck it back, kind of like back here, you know, get the panel on. We'll see how that looks. But I did a quick demo, make sure, or just turn the switch just to make sure that that works and it didn't fry the battery or nothing. So now we're going to take it outside and plug something into it, and we'll see how that works too. But we got to put all of this stuff back on. So we're going to do that and then take it outside. Turn it on. So I'm going to flip this up now that it's on. So we've got 13.2 volts here. Look at that. Charge system is great. Charge it right back up to where it should be. 13.4, look at that. So what we're gonna do is I got a cable. I'm gonna plug it in. 13.5. 6, look at that, wow. So I've got my phone here. Charging. Still holding at 13.8, 13.9. Still charging. Oh. Look at that. This is awesome. All right, everyone, that's the end of the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching, you learned something, or even both. So we did finishing up with the testing and install of this 12 volt, and this is really good, you know, and seeing how much it charged up from, you know, from like the starting point and like plugging the phone in, you know, and it didn't drop. You know, I didn't have the phone plugged in for too long, so I'm not gonna know, you know, how that's gonna work over like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or all day. But it does show that the charging system on this bike is still strong. And the more I got thinking about it, I didn't want to have that voltmeter on there. Now looking back, the more I got thinking, I'm like, yeah, actually gonna be a good thing to have, because then I'll know, okay, shoot, the charging system is going bad. Maybe don't plug the phone in now unless I absolutely have to, or don't even worry about it. We're gonna be riding as a group of 4. There's gonna be Alan, Dad, and Sully. So if my phone dies, it'll just be like, okay, y'all 3, as long as your phones aren't dead, you know, y'all have the navs. I'll just wait until we get where we need to be, and then I'll charge there, you know, because as if I'm riding solo, then it's gonna be like, oh shoot, especially if I'm running navigation, you know, by myself. But that's it. Just kind of, it shows, you know, like I said, strong charging system. I love the way it looks up there too, so all of that is good. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed, you learned something, even both, maybe both. You took something away from this video. Like, comment, subscribe. That shows us your appreciation of these videos. And definitely subscribe if you want to come back and see more of the stuff with this bike, all the other bikes. Also, our SM500 run, again in 2026. It's going to be Dad and I, Alan and Sully. So I'm going to be on this. That's going to be on the 300. I'm not quite sure what Alan and Sully are taking. I know their CRF450L is definitely going. I saw them prepping that. They might take the KTM 390 Enduro or like their Ibex 450. I'm not quite sure yet on there, but definitely stay tuned on both our channel and Alan, the Fireman Rides. That's his channel. So if you want to see, you know, the kind of Smokey Mountain 500 from our side and his side, definitely go check that stuff out. Coming up shortly, probably, man, we're about, as of recording this, we're a week away, so that's lovely. I can't wait. I'm excited. This bike is ready to go. We got a little bit more to prep on the 300, and then that bike will be good to go as well. But anyway, Speedy B here signing out. Remember, ride safe and enjoy every ride. Peace out.